Oh, my neighborhood.
Big week for us, obviously. You know, I mean, so much going on with the college football schedule right now. We have signing day Wednesday. So a lot going on with that. We won't get into signing day today. Just make sure everybody in the room understands we're still recruiting, even though we're not going to talk about signing day until Wednesday. We'll deal with the recruiting signing day stuff Wednesday, but our staff is actually still recruiting every day, just in case there's ever a misinterpretation of when we handle recruiting and when we don't do recruiting. We recruit every day, but we'll go through the signing day stuff Wednesday. So we have a lot of that going on right now. Obviously, also you have the game prep, getting ready for the championship team. We're pretty blessed and honored to be. I think there's 18 teams. Is that right? 18 teams still playing college football this weekend. Out of 130 whatever teams, we're very fortunate and blessed to be one of those 18 teams. Obviously, I think the challenge and when you look at our league, how tough this league is, one of the things that makes the Mountain West such a great league. I don't know if we get the national credit we deserve right now within this league. Every other team, it seemed like, oh, these guys are playing the championship. These guys are playing the championship. You get that huge tie at the top to try to figure out who 1 and 2 are to go. It was a great honor. I think for us, I give our guys a lot of credit to finish number 1 in the regular season. I think was huge, but I think it also a credit goes to everybody in this league when you show the talent, the depth, and the quality of teams from top to bottom in this league. Go look at the results from one week to the next and look at the quality and depth from top to bottom in this league. And so, look at some of the rankings. I don't know if we quite get the credit this league deserves on a national basis compared to some others, but again, they don't ask for me to vote or do any of that stuff. So nobody, right? And I have enough of my own problems getting ready for a really good Boise team. So big challenge for us, obviously. Opportunity to go win a championship's one of those things you talk about. I said, our goal at the beginning of the year was to be a better team at the end of the year than we were at the beginning. If we were able to do that and focus on that, we'd have the opportunity to have really good things happen to us. It was a while back. It seems like a long time ago now. We were rewarded with a 13th game because of the hard work and how we continue to improve from one week to the next. That hard work has now given us a 14th game, which is pretty special. Getting that opportunity to go play for a championship game. Hans Miffel Boise is obviously an extremely talented team, very well coached, disciplined team, all 3 phases and everything that they do. And you can look at it statistically. They have a high scoring, high powered offense. That they have some really good backs. They run the ball. Their power running game's excellent. And then they complement it with really good play action passes where they have, they create, if you want to stop the run, they're going to create one-on-ones with the wide receivers on the outside. They have great receivers in their quarterbacks, both of them that have played very smart, accurate players that get the ball to where it needs to be to allow them to be an explosive offense. On the other side of the ball, they got talent from the front all the way to the back. They're very physical, talented up front. Their linebackers are excellent players, always where they need to be, fit the gap. You see the discipline, the experience they have in their system. Those guys are where they need to be. And then on the back end, don't miss a lot of tackles. Very good in man cover. They play a lot of man coverage, really good cover corners, really active safeties. They have they're going to attack you from a lot of different ways with different blitzes, different looks. Just a top team, they're well deserving to be in this championship game. And so, it'll be a big challenge for our guys.
Wait for the microphone.
Yeah.
Yep.
You obviously like the 10 wins, but 3 years away, like
Best part about 10,
you
have a chance to go.
What do you think in this time that you've learned by yourself after that time away as a coach? Have you changed?
I've changed a lot. I think my approach on how we run the program, I think kids are different. I think it's a different time in college football. I think it's very, your program is you're still running a program for a big picture, but you're a lot of focused on a 1-year team. I think a lot of the players focus on being a one-year team and how to make sure they understand how to, the most important part of this is still their development, right? But you know, a lot of players now, because of the situation, because of pressures, because of outside pressures put on them, just because of how college football is made up. You know, a lot of guys aren't thinking about, hey, well, I'm a freshman, you know, I'm going to redshirt as a freshman and develop as, you know, a sophomore. I'm going to make sure I'm on special teams as a, or, you know, as a redshirt freshman on special teams. As a redshirt sophomore, I'm starting to become a role player. As redshirt junior, I'm a starter, and as redshirt senior, I'm an all-conference, all-American player. You know, that kind of that old. This is how it, you know, this is like the proper career goes, right? You know, go take a Dak Prescott career, you know, then go in. I'm a NFL Rookie of the Year. You know, I was ready because I prepped in college on to become, you know, becoming a good starting quarterback, to becoming an All-Pro, to becoming possibly an NFL MVP. You know, the development from one year to the next is so much is focused on the here and now in this individual time. So I think I've changed a lot of my approach around that, of how I help with the players, how we coach the program, how we develop guys within the program, to talk about development, but make sure it's done in their understanding within the one-year cycles that they seem to be living on.
Do you think that, especially the kids like from Florida, not many, but like 4 of them would say you're the same?
Oh, I bet they'd say I'm very different. I've probably relaxed a lot more than I used to be, you know. You know, I think in just my approach of how I handle everything on a daily basis for our players, how I handle our players with that stuff, how I talk to them, because it is different, you know. I mean, I think we're a little bit more of maybe an NFL mentality of how you run an NFL program than running the old school college program.
Your defense, we talked about this, is really figuring it out.
Hey, let me say this one thing over on the last one.
Yeah.
Okay, my Mississippi State players, on the back end of my Mississippi State career, they said I was way different than when I was early, and then my older Mississippi State players said I was way different at Florida than when I was at Mississippi State, and right, I mean, because like it's like in years, you know, those guys used to run up, you know, I mean, our weight room was like on a tilted hill. They had to run and get to the next workout, right, and it was like going uphill, right in the snow to school both ways when you were a kid, and they kind of, right, that neighborhood, that's that bike ride that seemed like 5 miles away was actually only like right around the corner. So I think as you get older, some of the things they remember, it's like, holy cow, I remember it a lot harder than it used to be when I was there. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. The defense has really come on the last month, but 2 of the wins came outside in cold weather. You're going to be dealing with that on Friday. Why are they playing as well in cold weather as they do indoors of late? And the other question relates to the offense. I asked you earlier in the year about not playing Jed Thomas as much. You said he was trying to take advantage of the depth. It looks like it is paying off because he seems fresh and he's over the hamstring. When you look back on that move, how good does it make you feel to have been wrong?
Well, I don't know, right or wrong. Yeah, you can be right or wrong. It's worked out. When you start with the running backs, you start with the depth of that room. We have talented guys, right? You know, I mean, and everybody wants the ball. I mean, Jed had a huge game last week. Mm-hmm. It's not like we just wrote him. He had 11 carries. You know, it wasn't like, oh, okay, he had 35 carries in that game. He had 11 carries, right? You know, I think we had 11 passes completed to wide receivers. So part of the management for me on some of that stuff of the balance of the talent is I'm shocked. You know, it's not like, I mean, get in there Sunday morning, there's a line of 15 wide receivers standing out the door, being like, we got 11 touches. What's going on? Everybody wants the ball. So part of it is to keep the guys fresh. Part of it is because we feel we have talented players that I don't mind rolling through and getting them touches. And the benefit is, if we do have injuries, if guys do get banged up, guys are prepared, guys have been in situations, guys are ready for the moment to go play. And, you know, so I think that's great. You know, I mean, you come into, Jet came out, you know, with the hamstring, he couldn't go to Utah State. Is that what it was? Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. They kind of brought like some of, I forget the exact, which game is exact. But then all of a sudden, you know, he's not able to go. The next week he's healthy. he's even healthier before the next game. And they said he's even better today. Like he's way ahead today of where he was this time last week. So being able to protect guys, that certainly helps. The cold weather, listen, we played pretty good against Hawaii, and it was 72 degrees and beautiful inside Allegiant Stadium too defensively. I don't know if it was, maybe it is. Maybe being cold reminds us which gap to go to. Yeah. Or being cold gets us lined up better. But I think the difference in the defense, let's get through it reps. Okay. I mean, the defense got basically put in the summer.
Mhm.
Paul took over halfway through spring practice, kind of put in a couple little things, really trying to figure out who we even have. We were trying to, a lot of times in spring, you're trying to figure out what guys can even do. Like, I don't know. I mean, with the one practice, I joked with our guy. I'm like, looked at our wideouts and quarterbacks. I'm like, if we drop passes tomorrow, I'm putting the wishbone in. I don't know if you guys are any good, but we'll put the wishbone. We'll do whatever it takes. We'll do what our guys do well. So I think the experience, now the guys have a little bit more experience. They've been playing in the system a little bit longer. I mean, you got to remember, you look at Boise, and I give them credit, very, very well-coached team and what they do. Well, most of their guys have been in this system for several years. They have a lot of experienced players and a coach that's been there for a while running the defense. So, they have a lot of game reps at running the system. We have very minimal. We're starting to get more at this point. So, we still make mistakes. We made some mistakes the other night. I mean, obviously the frustrating one the other night with the penalties, that's embarrassing. But as far as our fits, our schemes, our playing defensively, I thought there were very, very few compared to what there were earlier in the season. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the cold or just has the guys learning the defense and on better understanding of what's going on. And we are making sure we have the right guys, asking the right guys to do what they can do now.
Coach Spencer Danielson really credited how well your secondary is playing right now. Moving back to the Boise game, just the growth from that game till now.
Well, I think, you look at that game, and I don't want to put everything on the defense. We threw a pick 6 in that game as well, made some mistakes that way. But it is, I think there's a lot of times you go into that game and we're pinpointing mistakes, and I don't want to, certainly don't take it this way. It wasn't like, hey, every one of their scores came only because we made a mistake. They made some great plays. They had good scheme. Those guys made things happen too. But there were a couple of explosive plays where we had guys lined up on the wrong side of the field, so all of a sudden they toss a ball and there's supposed to be a guy there to tackle him, and he was on the other side of the field, and that's bad ball, and what we want to do, we want to get defensive. Me as a football coach, I try to put it into the simplest terms. Okay, is I want to see good ball. I want us to play good ball. Okay, that means if they make a great play on offense, it's not because we had somebody standing on the wrong side of the field and the guy just ran untouched down the field. It's because, right, they blocked it well. Their guy made a guy miss or made a tackle, or they blocked it perfectly. Like, they ran a really good scheme the exact same way and beat our guys right where they were supposed to be. The same way on the other side of the ball, right? There's a lot of times, I'll get frustrated, like, hey, no, what an amazing play by this guy. I put a smile on my face to come here to not be negative, try to, I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, really wasn't. He, I used to watching when I was on TV sometimes. Oh, the big pass down the middle of the field. Or the safety fell down. Like, I would try to be positive. I would be like, oh, what a great play, and this catch by the receiver, and look at number 2. He tripped over his own feet and fell down. That's why the guy was wide open. I try not to make the kids feel bad that way. But I like good ball better than bad ball. And I think we're starting to play a lot more good ball. And I think, the first time we played, there was good and bad on both sides, but we were making mistakes that really cost us in that game.
Speaking of making plays, Spencer Danielson said that Niles Madsen is playing on Friday.
Yeah.
What can you expect to see from him? He hasn't played in a month.
Yeah, but he's a veteran player. You know what I mean? I think he'll bring a huge lift to their team in his leadership. I think he'll bring a huge lift to their crowd in the presence that he'll bring on the field. I mean, you know, when your guy runs onto the field, right? I mean, you know, I mean, what's his name from the Knicks came running out of the tunnel in Game 7, right?
Willis Reed.
Yeah, Willis Reed, the Willis Reed game. Okay, I mean, never the Willis Reed game. Willis Reed is coming out and he's limping onto the car. Right? Didn't he have like 2 points?
He had his 2 first shots.
That's it.
That was it.
No, but
All three.
but the game is like, oh, Willis Reed came out. He's got 4 points. Right. But you can see in sports the emotion that happens. I'll go back to the Egg Bowl, and one of the greatest games I've been involved in, 2013 Egg Bowl. Dak Prescott, I had no chance to play. Was not cleared, couldn't even pick his arm up past here. Somehow, by a miracle, game day doctor came in and said he has motion. I can clear him. He might play one play. He might play I can't tell you. So I was scared to put him out there, and all of a sudden he goes out, gets hurt, and completely deflates the crowd, deflates everything to the team. We rolled him out in the fourth quarter, came back, won the game. Led us on a huge win streak leading into the next season to go all the way to #1. So, you know, when you look at those situations, it's not just the talent, not just his ability to run their offense. Both their quarterbacks are, I mean, they threw for, he didn't play last week, and what they throw for 350. So it's not like they're struggling. I think it's the emotional lift that he brings to the team and the program that'll be the big boost for them.
This is the last Mountain West title game as we know it.
Well, no, there'll be another one next year.
I mean, in the current teams.
Yeah, I've won a couple of them before, and most of those two. You don't know if he was still here, but you know, Boise certainly wasn't. We won it in, was it 03 and 04 at Utah?
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, is there any extra pride playing, basically representing not only UNLV but the Mountain West?
no, I don't see it that way. I see we're all in the conference trying to win a championship. You know what I mean? And the championships, like I said, there's only not like in college football. There's only 10 teams going to become champions this year. There's 9 conferences and a national champion, right? And we have 136. 136, 137, 130. If it's 137, like, so I mean that's 126 that don't. We have the opportunity to be one of the 10. So I think that's more the focus than anything else.
And sort of off topic, do you think there should be a change in the calendar, the college football calendar, considering you're seeing in Oxford?
Yeah, I mean, what do you how long? That's well, you need like that. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't even do a 60 minutes interview on that one right there. I mean, that's like an E360. That's 60-minute interview, right? All 60 minutes of that one. Listen, I'm going to put it this way. Yes, I think there is. Does anybody have the perfect solution? No, and here's why. There's 136 Division I teams. There's a lot of different conferences. Every one of those 136 teams operates on a different schedule. Okay. And, you know, I know it's like, hey, let's look at a pro model. It's great. Let's look at an NFL pro model. But then let's go to every chancellor and every president and say, hey, every school, if you're a Division I school, classes start on this date, end on that date. That's a way to fix it. Because then you can really set the calendar. But it's hard when some people are on quarter, some people are on trimester, some are on semester. Some semesters start January 5th, some start January 21st, some have mini-mesters. There's so many variables that you have to try to, you know, what is the answer when everybody's working on a different calendar? It's hard to come up with the exact thing, right? And unless the schools want to come up, like, you know, I look with Lane. I mean, that's a tough situation. Lane's put it right there, right? But I mean, every one of these coaches, I know there's coaches that, hey, I'm going to stay. They're not. They're now committed to that new school. I've been there, done that. I've done it as an assistant coach. Okay. The second, okay, you know, John Summerall's, he's no longer the coach. I'm going to stay for the games. Sure. He's now the coach in Florida. I lived it. I was at Utah. First team to bust the BCS. We're going to play what would now be a college football playoff game. Urban Meyer wasn't there. Herb Meyer was in Florida for the first bunch of practice. He came back for the game and did coach again. I'm not bashing Herb. I'll tell you. And I mean, we won the game and showed up. And we were one of the great teams, one of the best teams I've ever been involved with. But I mean, the first 3 practices, he wasn't even. He wasn't even practice. I remember being there. She's like, "Hey, go run practice." I'm like, "Holy cow, Kyle Witt's out there deciding whether to be the coach at Utah or BYU." And he's like, "Hey, go have practice." I'm like, "With who?" There's like me. There's like me and 2 GAs, and so he's like, "Yeah, go have practice." So I don't. But and here's what I'm getting to on that. You know what I mean? So like all these coaches, they're saying I'm staying. They're not. They're gone. They're mentally checked out, gone. Even as an assistant coach, I went back in 2008, called the national championship game for Florida. Okay, I did some research here and there and got my notes ready. I came back and there was a game plan in place. And I said, here's my game plan. Here's your game plan. We'll merge them together. I'll help run the practices. I'll call the game. And I'm like, okay, we have this meeting. I said, I did the meetings. I was exhausted, but I was, hey, I was with Coach Meyer. I said, hey, from, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., I'm the offensive coordinator at Florida, and 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., I'm the head coach of Mississippi State. So again, we only scored 24 points. We beat Oklahoma and won the national title, but I think it's hard. Now, and even if you do change it, so unless they go to an NFL model, all colleges, there's no coaches allowed to be hired until the season's over. Like you can't go hire, you can't go hire a coach from an NFL team until after they're done playing for the year. And that's the rules. Unless college football, they want to recreate the whole rule book. I mean, you want the best idea, blow it up and start from scratch. Just don't, and you know what? It's a shame you're going to lose a lot of things that are great in college football, but you already have, oh, what about the tradition? Oh, what about this rivalry game? I don't know, that Oregon, Rutgers, is that a big rivalry? Is that like a big game? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that, I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but, it is what it is. Unless you want to just blow it all, like to try to fix it, it's really hard. You might want to try to blow it up, start from scratch, but then demand this, say, hey, here's the rules. Schools change your calendar. If you don't want to, then you're not going to bend to the ones that are hurt. Like you have the opportunity to change. This is the set deal. We're going to majority vote on it. Okay, chancellors, why don't you change your school academic calendars? I don't think people want to do that.
But the way that the last 2 games have gone, you've been able to get a lot of bench players and depth pieces into the games. Who have been some of the names that have impressed you the most in their opportunities?
Well, I think different things, we're always looking at different guys getting on there. Some of our young freshman D linemen, I think, have played pretty well the last couple of weeks. I think, with the experience, you're looking at the Isaiah Pattersons, just more experience being on the team on the defensive side of the ball, getting some more reps, on offense. Offense, the one benefit we've had is some skill play. We've had some depth at the skill player position. And as I said earlier, the hard one is there's only so many touches in a game, right? And no one gets enough. Okay. There's not one person on our team that walked out of the locker room on side. You ask every skill player, hey, do you have enough catches? Hey, do you have enough carries? Hey, Ant, did you get to throw the ball enough? Hey, Ant, did you get to run the ball enough? I can pretty much, right, put it at 99.9%. Every single one of them is going to say no. So I am very pleased with how guys have done. And we talk about it, of guys take advantage of your opportunity when your number's called. And I think that's why we play a lot of players. Right? I think that's one of the things in recruiting, one of the things when the portal era opens up. That's going to be very, very attractive to us. We're not a school where only 3 receivers catch the ball or 4 receivers catch the ball. I think we have over 12 different players with double-digit catches. I didn't count how many have touchdown catches. So if you come here, you get to play. You look at our backs, okay? We rotate the backs, as you said. Most running backs in the country would take a Jet Thomas season. I don't have his stats in front of me. I don't pay attention to stats, but he's close to 1,000 yards and how many touchdowns? 12? You see, most backs in the country would say those are pretty good numbers, right? But I think Kevon Lee has 5, maybe, or the other backs. I don't know. You guys would know. The other backs have decent numbers too. So I think, I don't know if there's anybody in particular. I think it's guys that are, what I really appreciate is guys taking advantage of the opportunities they're given and worry about the opportunities that they're given. And that's really hard to do. I mean, these guys are young guys. They're competitors. They want to play. I mean, you see that you see guys get all fired up on the sidelines sometimes, right? I think one of the funniest ones of the year, Tayshaun Lyons, all fired up on the sidelines earlier in the show. It was Miami of Ohio. And I saw it and I looked at him. And I'm like, better wipe that powder off your face, this, that, or I won't put you in the game anymore. And I'm sitting. He said, wants to play. So he does. 3 plays later, he catches a touchdown pass, and the funniest thing is I'm just looking at, and I give my look. I'm just looking at him like this. He caught it, flipped the ball to the official, he looks over, just runs off the field. Like, I think he maybe wanted to do more of a celebration, but he just kind of knew at that moment. He's like, I said, told you. I said, you wouldn't have been in the game if you didn't get back to just worrying about when your opportunity is called, you're ready. And that's what I'm most proud of. If you see that, guys, and trust me, they all get frustrated because they all want to make plays. They all want the ball. They all want to do things. And there's only one ball and so many plays. But I am proud of our guys that for the most part, all year, they've worried about when my number's called, I'll be ready, and I don't worry about anything else. If it's one opportunity, right? I mean, our special teams player of the week was Cam. He played 2 plays. But we had to punt out of our own end zone, and he flipped, flipped the field position. They didn't get the ball on the plus side of the field. That's being ready when your number's called in a freezing cold night to play. What'd you do? I played 1 play in the first half, 1 play in the second half, but I was ready. That's the important part, and that's what I'm proud of.
Coach, are you thinking about playoffs at all? Is there a case you want to make to the committee for the team?
If we win, if we win this game, we'll be 11-2, playing in a really tough conference, win over a Big Ten team, a non-conference game across the country against a team that's a potential conference champion in Miami of Ohio. I haven't studied everybody else. I think our resume would be pretty good. We'd be avenging one of, I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about trying to beat Boise. But if we avenge one of our losses on the road, beating a really, really good Boise team on the road, I would think we'd have to be in the discussion. I would hope there's somebody in that room that is like, hey, real quick, there's an 11-win team that, has the Power 5 win. I don't know if all the other Group of 5 teams that are in the hunt have Power 5 wins. I don't know how many have wins if Miami of Ohio wins, would have wins, would be, over another conference champion. I don't know. So we'll see. We have no need to worry about it until, right? Spencer, I guess you can ask him if they win Saturday, what his thoughts on are, but it's got to be, you got to win this game to even have that discussion. So that's really all that matters.
Coach, been a long time since UNLV has beat Boise State. Why do you think this is the team that can get it done? And if you guys do end up winning, what do you think it would mean just for the program overall?
Well, it mean a lot because we won a championship, for us. I'm always tough on those questions, right? Even when I was out of school a long time. I know I've lost to Boise once, right? They played well. We made some mistakes. They played really well. They're a really good football team. We made mistakes you can't make in that type of a game with turnovers, some, giving up some explosive plays, a couple missed opportunities, and they played really well that day, and they're an excellent football team. 70 of our guys, this is their first year here. So for all of them, I don't know about, it's been a while since we've done anything. I know we didn't win the last time, which is really disappointing, and we'd like to avenge that this time. But as far as winning a championship, that means a lot to everybody here. We have such a unique group. I just had them all stand up in their different groups. Yes. Hey, who are the first year freshmen that came here? And those guys stood up. Hey, who are the returning players that were on last year's team? Stand up. Hey, who are the new guys that came in? This is their first year as a transfer in the program. Stand up. And they're probably the majority is first year transfer. Like the first year transfer is the biggest group. you know, I said, hey, you know, I'm so proud of you guys because, you know, we came together with a goal that we want to have the opportunity to become a championship football team. And we have that opportunity on Saturday, where, you know, I'll be honest with you, and being on teams for a long time, if this was my third year here and we had 18 returning starters, I'd have a very different thought or answer to that question. If that makes sense. This is a whole new crew, and this is mostly year one for all of them.
Coach in the back. So when we was talking about in training camp with Justin Flo's energy is
Yeah.
There's a video of him celebrating after winning Nevada with fans and just his effort on the field, his energy on the sidelines. I believe on TikTok and Instagram it has about 1.1 million views. It's caught a lot of people's attention. When after the discussions in training camp about his energy and just his presence with his team, now 12 games and a full season behind you with him on the team, what has he meant to this group?
Well, it is that. I mean, that's what he brings every day at practice. He brings energy. He brings the team together. You know, he's a bonding force within the team with his effort and his energy. You know, I mean, listen. I think right down the street, they need to go pay attention. Because I think he would make a great WWE superstar whenever football ends. I think, you know, he has one more year potential under his belt, possibly NFL. But after that, I think, you know, I mean, you see the character he is, and that, and I don't want to say character, it's just who he is. It's like pretty natural thing. I know that's one of his goals. So, you know, hopefully Dana and everybody and the top brass with WWE and all those people who we've mentioned are paying attention to see all of that for him. But within our locker room, he's a very good. You want guys like that. You want the binding force guys. You want, you know, you want the attitude guys. There's that is a huge part of the team. You want the juice guys. You know that hey. Whatever week of the season it is, or however long we've been going from week 0 to now, you know what I mean? And guys are like, ooh, it's a long, and here comes this guy. Like, let's go. It lifts everybody up. And I think that's huge for the leadership within the program.
Coach, this is your third straight week prepping for a rivalry game or a high stakes game.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep the energy sharp without letting the emotions run high?
Yeah, I think all of them are very unique, and we talk about the uniqueness of it, right? Hawaii, unique rivalry game. It was our last home game. A lot of seniors' last home game. You know, in our stadium, it was going to be a lot of fun. It was going to be a huge crowd, electric environment, but make sure we remember we need to go play. Okay, last week, the in-state rivalry. Now you're starting to get nasty with the neighbor to neighbor and all of everything that goes into it. You know, I think they had a 1-game season shirt. So, like, I mean, you know, I've been on both sides of, you know, being the underdog and being the favorite in big rivalry games like that. You know, and we talked about it all week is, hey, we got to play with emotion, but we also got to play great football. We have a lot to play for. They're riding on the emotion that this could make every aspect of their season, where I'm not downplaying the importance of last week's game. But in the back of our kids' minds were, first thing we did, we get in the locker room was, are we in? You know, hey, we got the cannon back. We kept it red. We took our pictures. Everyone celebrated. It was a huge win. In-state rivalry. We were fired up. And then immediately it switched to, are we in? And, you know, this week's game, I mean, this is what it is. I mean, there is no, I don't have to worry about energy or motivation. I mean, the guys came for the opportunity to win a championship. Like I said, there's 10. There's 10 teams that are going to have this opportunity this year out of 126 done. We made the final 10 that have this chance to go win it, right? It'll be one of the 10 teams that are going to, in the end, have an opportunity to win a championship in a championship game. So I think that'll come up. We'll practice, you know, unfortunately, you know, I mean, you look at it, the league didn't do us any favors. Playing a night road game with a short week championship week when everybody else got to play the day before. You know, I don't know why the league would do that, but, you know, I mean, they also gave everybody bye weeks before us throughout the whole season. So I don't know what we did to the league, but, you know, in that aspect of things, but, you don't need motivation to get up for championship games. And we've done this. We've been on a schedule. We've been on a schedule, short weeks, playing Hawaii just a couple weeks ago. Our guys know how our schedule is going to be exactly the same as that week. The guys know that schedule. They know how to adjust to it, know how to get ready to go play.
I guess I have one more for you. You're 5-1 away from Legion Stadium this year. What has made your team so comfortable playing on the road and in different environments?
I think our guys have a certain confidence about them when they go play. And they're to be honest with you, we're a little loose. There's good and bad to that, right? At times, you you talk about how I have to change. You have to change a little bit to the personality of your team too, and adapt to them. That, we get down. Okay, we'll be all right. No big deal, coach. We got it. Hey, it's October 4th and we're playing in a blizzard with 6 inches of snow on the ground. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I've never seen snow before. We got it. We'll go play some ball, right? It's, they just kind of, hey, this is us. We're going to respond to whatever the situation is. We're going to go play, and whatever the environment is, our guys love to play. They have fun out there in the field. They enjoy playing football. So I think that certainly helps. I think they're excited to go play. Whether it's in the parking lot, at Trinity High School, or, at Allegiant Stadium, or up at Boise on the blue turf. Hey, let's put the ball out and go play. And they like doing that.
Coach, one real quick. This is a special group, and you spoke earlier how this is just such an overlooked team. When you take a look at the special season, you guys had 6-0 for first time since 74, back-to-back losses, and then to be able to finish with 4 wins down the stretch. What do you feel like you learned most about this group that's in a showcase in this entire nation?
Well, I think the resolve that they have of that ability to not implode and to stick together in all phases, right? Because we've been really good on offense. We've been really good on defense. We've been really good on special teams at different times. We've been really bad on offense, really bad on special teams, and really bad on defense at times too this year. Okay. And it becomes very easy to start pointing fingers on teams, especially with so many new faces, so many new people around. I think the huge thing is how those guys came together as a team. We spent a lot of time in the spring when we put this team together in this new era of college football. And I know guys come up to me and say, I think we're closer than the team I was on for the last 3 years. And we've been here for 3 months. And, now a lot of that was a lot of activities, a lot of things we did to keep those guys together. But that's all easy to get to know each other and become friendly. But when you're out there and things don't go your way, right? When things don't go your way, to stick together. And you can pick out every time during the year from a different group that that was like, and everyone's like, I just got to pick it up and pick up our end. We got to be better. Our end's got to be better. Hey, the offense didn't go down and score. We got to make the stop to win the game. Hey, offense, hey, go. They can score, let them score. Give us the ball last. We'll win the game, right? Hey, special teams. Hey, you put me out there for the game-winning vote. You put me in position, I'll make the game-winning field goal. Hey, offense, you didn't get a first down, back to the wall, punt us in flip field position. All of those different things that the guys had the confidence to believe in each other to get the job done.
Hey, Coach, Sean Dudley here, Austin Police. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
2 questions I'll ask one at a time. Fair to do with Mazur's plans for moving back for BSU. Last time, 4 touchdowns into 2 guys, just what did you see from him in that game? And I guess what you're expecting this time around?
Well, very similar. He's got great poise in the pocket, his ability to stand in the pocket, obviously a great understanding of his offense and how he distributes the ball. And he's a very accurate passer. I think his ability, obviously you look, the ability of how they complement things. They have such great backs, run the ball really well. And his ability to understand when they get you into a certain look to stop the run, where his one-on-one matchup is, where he's creating leverage and an advantage within the pass game, within play action pass to hit you for explosive plays down the field. And when the receivers have a step, he's extremely active.
And just, you coached in a lot of places, seen some big stadiums, some tough places to play. You guys are tied along the roads of just being in your place. People in place, you look at those deals, they look at salads. I guess just how did you find coaching at Albertson Stadium? I mean, is it a tough place?
Yeah. Oh, it is. I mean, it was a great environment, obviously a passionate fan base up there, which you like, I love when football's important, right? I mean, to people like, it is, I think, I love football. I mean, my life, I've been doing football uh, pretty much my entire life. So it's really, really important to me. Um, and I love being in environments and in crowds and in stadiums and around programs and in leagues where it's really important to people. I love that it's important to people. I think football, you go up to Boise, football is really important to the people of Boise, to the city, to their fans, to their alumni. You look at the tradition, the pride they have in that program. That's what's made them special throughout the years. And I love playing in those environments where football is important to people. And, uh, that's that's what makes it fun.
Anything else? All right, thanks, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks, guys.
Sure.
Thank you.
This defense has come alive in the last month. Is it just a matter of comfortability with the system and a connect between whoever's on the field and Coach Paul?
I mean, yes and no. It really the main thing is just us communicating. That's the biggest part. All 11 guys communicating from the D-line to the linebackers to secondary. Everyone communicating to be on the same page. And for the last 4 weeks, that's what we focused on, really, man. Communicating pre-snap, post-snap, during the play, all types of communication. That's what we've been focusing on, and I say it's paying up for us.
Anthony, you said last week that you told the roomie you were always going to place it down on, and that was development as a quarterback. Were there other things about him? I mean, kind of when you first met him and talked to him, other than just you wanted to be the quarterback under him?
Yeah, no, y'all can see he's got some juice to him. He got something about him. But now, him and also Coach Dennis, because just Coach Dennis's success he's had in Ohio State, and also Coach Mullen's success.
Marcel, being that you're one of the handful of guys on this team that played in the title game before against Boise, what's your message to the guys who haven't played in this before?
It's gonna be a heavyweight fight. They're not gonna lie down and make it easy for us. We're going into their environment, their stadium. It's gonna be loud, it's gonna be rude, rowdy. They're gonna come ready to play, and they're gonna be looking to defend the championship. And we're gonna have to come ready to play. It's not gonna be easy. I already told the guys it's gonna be cool. They're gonna get their minds around that. And we just gotta go be ready to play. And then, like you said, I've been playing those games. I know how I can get. It can get crazy, and just gotta tell the guys, man, we just gotta stay even keel. Can't get too high, can't get too low. We just gotta stay even throughout the night.
First for Marcel, last year in the championship game, you were coming off of a couple of injuries. Definitely were not at 100%. Aside from the health, how has Marcel McDuffie changed between that game and this one upcoming this week?
Just my growth as a football player, my knowledge of the game, and just really just understanding the magnitude of certain games. Obviously, this game is a big one. I haven't played in it before. I kind of got an idea of what to expect. And then just like you said, health is the main thing. Really, that was my main thing. My main focus this year is just being available for each and every game that was on the schedule. It's just add a game. I'm happy to be here and be healthy.
And then Anthony, I'll bite biggest rivalry game that you've ever played in, maybe the biggest, feeling football game that you've ever played in before. Yeah, no, I'd say so for sure. We were there in October, and it was rowdy. It was loud. There was a lot of people there, so we're excited for this one.
Marcel, Coach Mullen was talking about how the defense really, got formed this summer. Can you talk about the growth of the defense that you've seen since you played Boise last?
Oh, yeah. Like I said in the first question I answered, just the communication. That's really the biggest thing I could say that we've grown for. And then we always go out there. We always play for each other. We always lean on each other and depend on each other. But it's the communication, everyone being on the same page, D-line, linebackers, secondary. That's really the main thing that's helped us. That's the main thing we focused on.
The discipline that you want to see on Friday. I know the offsides calls were troubling on Saturday. What do you want to see discipline-wise?
Oh, yeah. Everyone got to be locked in and first and foremost, keying the ball. That's really how it starts, King moving to the ball. So that's the main thing we're going to emphasize. I've been emphasizing. I emphasized it yesterday. I'm going to emphasize it all week. Just first of all, keying the ball, being disciplined, and then when the ball snap, like I said, the communication and everyone just doing that one another.
And the kind of same question for you: how much growth have you seen from your offense playing Boise last?
Yeah, no, I feel like you do a lot in a lot of different ways. But no, I'm just super excited to get back here and playing again. For you both, when you consider your guys' journey here, not only this year, but your entire playing career and the magnitude of this game of Latesse, where does this game rank for you guys all time?
Not gonna lie, for me, it's number one. I've been here for 2 freshman seasons. I came in very sure we went 2-10 to now being my 5th year, 10-2 back-to-back years. Now my 3rd straight championship game, and I have yet to beat these guys. So I just know personally it's the biggest one for me. I'm gonna give it all I can give, and I know my guys gonna do the same.
Yeah, no, I would say this is the biggest game I've ever played in. I never played in a conference championship game or a championship game, high school or college. So looking forward to this one.
Anthony, this one's for you. Going back, looking at the Boise matchup from last time, what kind of adjustments, without giving away obviously game plan, can you make to get your team in a better spot, especially in that second half when the offense kind of stalled out?
Yeah, no, I think we just didn't execute on first and second down at a high level. We're a really good offense when we stay on schedule and perform at a high level on first, second down, and we're really good on third down. But I think when we played then, we just got off schedule, and the biggest thing is just staying on schedule. We good.
Question for you both. Obviously, I know that every week you got to focus on one game at a time. But how long has this been a goal on your guys' list? And have you guys talked about kind of this moment all season long?
I know personally, ever since we lost last year, it's been a goal for me. It's really part of the reason why I came back for this 5th year was to get back to this game with a chance to win. And it just so happens that we're playing against a team that haven't beat yet. And then I know as a team, obviously everyone's goal is to reach the championship, win championship, but ours is just about taking it a week at a time, taking it 1 week at a time, just getting better each week, going 1-0 each week. And then we do what we need to do. Then we would be sitting right here at this moment, getting ready to go play this game. I just think that was a general thing, Obviously, like I said, the goal was to get here, but we didn't overlook any games or any team on the schedule to get here.
Yeah, no, really what he said. But Coach Mullen came and talked to us yesterday in our team meeting, and 300 days ago he said that it was the biggest goal was to win the Mountain West Championship, and we're 5 days away, 4 days away, something like that. But no, we've been waiting a long time for this game. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.